Final Fantasy V was released on December 6, 1992. The now infamous creative team returned for the 5th time, and Tetsuya Nomura was added to the group as a monster designer. Nomura would go on to design the characters for 7, 8, 10, 10-2, and Direct Advent Children. 5's opening broke the mold by having the 4 main characters meet each other for the very first time. Born to be a wanderer, the hero Bartz sees a meteor fall while camping out with his chocobo, Boko, and the two run to the site of the crash. There, they met Lena, the Princess of Tycoon, and Galuf, one of the oldest central characters in any Final Fantasy, whose memory was recently knocked out of his mind. Crystals returned as the core theme of the story, but this time they directly affected the world around them, other than just threatening to destroy it. When the wind crystal shattered, the wind stopped blowing, making it nearly impossible to travel by sea, and so on. The quest set you in search of the whereabouts of King Tycoon, the identity of Galuf, and the evil behind it all. 5 returned to the multiple job structure from 3, but with a new refined system, also created by Hiroyuki Ito. Ability points were gained once you received your first handful of jobs, so you leveled your jobs and characters separately. When each new level was reached, you got a new ability, and you could then assign one as a sub-ability to another job. This was the series' first attempt at multi-classing. The brand new classes including Blue Mage, Berserker, Sorcerer, Time Mage, Trainer, Samurai, Dancer, Chemist, and Mime created even more advanced abilities that would reappear in the sequels to come. Blue Mages brought their enemy skill-based power to the party. Samurais tossed Gil, and Mimes could mimic the commands of others as well as assign up to 3 sub-abilities. Thieves could now dash, a time-saving talent that would be added automatically to the ports by pressing the B button. Multi-classing was highly functional, but it was also rewarding because it offered you the chance to change your physical appearance at will for the first time in the franchise. There were a total of 110 different costumes, as each character looked different when they assumed each job. Sid helped you get back above the clouds, but this time he was assisted by his grandson Mid. The two busy workers turned your airship into a 3-part flying machine, boat, and submarine to glide across all 3 planes of the planet. But their planet wasn't the only one they explored. Their primary adversary, Exdeath, revealed himself shortly before Galuf began to recall his memories. Galuf remembered he was in fact royalty from another world, and had a granddaughter named Kryl. When Exdeath was first released, Galuf was one of the 4 original Warriors of Dawn that stood up to oppose him. One of Exdeath's henchmen, Gilgamesh, made his first Final Fantasy cameo in 5, and would return as a flamboyant adventurer in the 2D and 3D journeys to follow. Exdeath's aim was to harness a void locked inside the rift between the 2 worlds that was created when they were magically ripped apart. To force the 2 dimensions together, he stole 4 crystals from a sacred tree, keeping the balance in place. And it seemed all hope was lost for the new Warriors of Dawn. It was then that Galuf made it to his feet and made franchise history. Before Eris, Galuf was the first long-term party member to die in the line of duty. The loss was a shock, considering you were well over halfway through the story, but all your hard work spent honing his abilities didn't go to waste. Galuf transferred all he knew to Kryl, and she filled his space in the battle queue. A visit to the Turtle Sage Gil revealed the existence of 12 legendary weapons, sacred items destined for the jobs they were created for. With these tools in tow, the newly assembled foursome crossed into the rift and faced Exdeath right as he merged with the void itself. For the first time, there were multiple endings triggered by whoever was or wasn't standing in your party when Exdeath's final form was defeated. Final Fantasy V was supposed to be Final Fantasy III in America, but the first localization was cancelled. It was then rumored to be released as Final Fantasy Extreme, but plans for that project also fell through. Even a 3rd attempt was launched and crushed to bring 5 to PCs by developer Top Dog Software. These failed attempts aggravated gamers so much, 5 became one of the first titles to receive a fan translation, and until 1998, they were the only ways you could play it. Eventually 5 re-emerged on the PlayStation and Game Boy Advance with updated cinemas and new jobs to try on. It was then that American gamers could finally experience the intricate job system that would leave undeniable traces on the rest of the franchise. 5 Final Fantasy V was supposed to be Final Fantasy III in America, but the first localization was cancelled. It was then rumored to be released as Final Fantasy Extreme, but plans for that project also fell through. Final Fantasy V was supposed to be Final Fantasy III in America, but the first localization was cancelled. It was then rumored to be released as Final Fantasy Extreme, but plans for that project also fell through. Final Fantasy V was supposed to be Final Fantasy III in America, but the first localization was cancelled. Join us next week as we celebrate 6 generations of sprite-based storytelling. We'll look back at the fascinating evolution of these pixel-perfect heroes that continually elevated the bit role-playing era to new heights, and thoroughly examine one of the finest stories the series has ever told.